Retro.
Yeah.
Electro. Tech.
Oh yeah.
Hey, turn the lights back on. Wow. Retro Electro Tech. When real audio ruled the world.
Well, hello there. This is Retro Ernest of Retro Electro Tech. Here on the bench I have a Sony compact disc player. It is a CDP, as in Charlie Delta Papa, CX455. That's Charlie X-Ray 455. This is one of them, their CD jukeboxes that you can load a whopping 400 CDs. That's right, folks. You heard me correctly. That's 400 CDs. Wowee. So, for those of you that have 400 CDs, this is the CD player for you. All right? So you can load it up to your heart's content and get down and boogie. So, there you go. Okay, so this unit came to me with a customer complaint that mechanically it was pretty much dead in the water. It wasn't playing CDs, loading CDs. This left display here was kaput, wouldn't power up, wouldn't light up. So I popped the the carousel, moved the main board out of the way. I wanted to, of course, gain access to the lay of the land, see what was going on. Right off the bat, I noticed that one of the belts had jumped the pulley. There's three belts in here. One of those belts had jumped the pulley, and when I was checking out the belts, all the belts, they appeared to be a wee bit overstretched and in that stage where they're losing their elasticity. So I have new belts I'm going to install, of course. But what I want to do as far as doing my due diligence, I want to remove the pulleys and some of those main gears involved in the critical function, I should say, or functions of this CD player. I say that because mostly everything in here looks good, fairly clean. The lubricants that I was able to evaluate, and what I mean by that is if I see lubricant, a lot of times I'll get my finger, scoop it up, kind of check it out, make sure it's not too sticky or gummy. All the lubricant in here looks pretty good, feels pretty good, but I do want to do my due diligence still and just clean those pulleys, clean those gears, and reapply a good grease that's plastic safe within the viscosity range. In other words, not too thin, not too thick. And the display here, I already wrapped that up. It was really straightforward, and I didn't roll any video footage for that reason. Just the board behind the display here. There's a ribbon cable that plugs into a connector there that feeds the board, and the connector was physically loose. I could actually move it a bit, and there were some solder joints that had kind of broke loose there, so I touched up the solder joints and I figured that was going to resolve the problem, and in fact it did. I plugged in the ribbon cable, did a test power up, and I got my display back. All the other ribbon cables and connectors in this unit looked okay. So let me go ahead and reposition the camera, and I'll be back in just a moment. Okay, so I got some of these gears and a few of the pulleys removed. I'm getting things cleaned up. There's some more gears over here. Let me see if I can carefully rotate this without knocking a bunch of stuff over. Okay. So you can see there's more gears in here. Eventually I'm going to work my way over here and pull these, and again, just clean whatever debris has worked its way in. Since I'm in here and I've had to just gain the access that I had to gain to work on what I'm working on, then I might as well just do what I'm doing, even though the lubrication, the grease in here throughout this unit, based on what I can see thus far, is looking pretty good. I saw a few spots where the grease was starting to get a little chunky. It's kind of in that stage in a few spots where it's starting to degrade, you can tell. But even if I left well enough alone, it would be fine. It would probably continue on for who knows how long. I have no idea how long it will take this lubricant to completely degrade. But anyways, everything's looking pretty good in here. But again, since I'm in here, I just wanted to do my due diligence, freshen things up, give everything kind of a new lease on life as far as, again, cleaning and going all, you know, lube daddy and just getting everything properly lubricated. When I say properly lubricated, once again, I'm going to be using a plastic safe grease of a fairly light viscosity, because you don't want to just slap some really thick grease in there that's going to bog down mechanisms. I'm going to be using a Molykote EM30L, which, you know, again, is a good grease to use for this job. Plastic safe, you know, a thinner viscosity, and there you go, off to the races. So once it's all cleaned out and re-greased, then, you know, I'll start the testing, of course. So otherwise, yeah, just clean stuff out. Let me just give you a quick example. I've already kind of cleaned some things out, but you'll notice I haven't cleaned this pulley yet. But you'll notice the black residue. You can see a little bit of black residue in the pulley there. So I'll use a swab and some alcohol and just clean that out real quick. You know, all the pulleys, because that reduces any possibility of belt slippage. And, you know, it's just logical. That's what you do when you're putting new belts on. So if there's any residue or crap in the pulley, clean it out and have nice grippy belts. And on the subject of belts, let me just kind of show you. These are the old belts, of course, and they've overstretched, but, you know, they've lost their elasticity a bit. They don't spring back as good as they once did. Heck, I'm losing my elasticity too. But anyways, I got the new belts, so once the pulleys are clean and these gears are all re-lubricated, I still have a few gears to clean. Like I said, I have to get to the ones back here. But yeah, everything's going to be pretty good. I'm cleaning up these little wheels too that the carousel rides on. They drop down in here. Now here's one that I haven't cleaned yet. You can see there's some, you know, black residue on those too. Just, it's nothing, but I'm going to clean them up anyways. Might as well, again, just do as thorough of a job as I can based on the time and budget I have to work within. Now back in here is where the laser assembly is located, and there's some more gears and, you know, big old cam and few little gears here and there. But because, like I said, the overall condition of things seems to be pretty good otherwise, and I don't have the time and budget to do a major deep dive disassembly, and the fact that it's not needed, then that's not going to happen. But what I am doing, I have that little rubber blower bulb that I squeeze, and that kicks out a pretty good amount of air. I'll go in there and just, you know, make sure I blow everything out. You know, I was using a little brush too to go in there and just, you know, in some areas, and just kind of brush things out and just make sure that everything is as clean as I can get it based on the level of disassembly that I'm into. So, and also too, that display board. And by the way, this is the ribbon that feeds that display board where the connections were, the solder joints were bad. Okay, everything is put back together, other than the cover slapped back on. So you can probably see I have some CDs loaded, and I have 4 of them in here. Positioned evenly from each other, just positioned apart evenly, in other words. I'm going to start with the mechanical testing. Okay, so we'll start with CD1, and let's just get to it. So it'll move into position, load up, let me hit play. And this is a display that wasn't working when it came in. All right. You can see it's doing fine if I move through the tracks. It's doing fine. Everything's good. Let me go ahead and stop it and move to the next CD. Hit play. All right, looking good. Stop that one and move to the next. Hit play. Alright. Stop that. And then we'll move back to the get-go here. Hit play. And everything's looking good. So I accomplished what the owner wanted me to get squared away. Yeah, I mean everything's doing good. So let me eject that, and then I'm going to change the camera position because I want to show the owner one more thing. Before I get this wrapped up, I just wanted to point out this illuminated window here. Initially, the LED was kaput. So I ended up scrounging through my LED inventory, and I didn't have an exact replacement, but I found one that was comparable, good enough. So you can see it's doing okay. If I rotate the control over here, you'll see it start flashing, especially if I shut these lights off in here. And okay, so when I rotate the control, this thing's supposed to flash like that. So there you go. So let me get some lights back on in here. All right. So other than that, what I'm going to end up doing is I'll do some audio testing off camera. I'm never really all that motivated to do audio testing for fidelity's sake, because in a YouTube video or any video, unless I'm showing you that, yeah, we have output. If that was the complaint, diminished audio, intermittent audio, distorted audio, no audio, whatever, then yeah, of course I'm going to demonstrate that we have sound, that we have audio. But in this case, that wasn't the complaint. It was all about the mechanical issues, and then this display over here that was dead, that is now working. Otherwise, like I said, the mechanical function is all squared away. When I do start audio testing, if for some reason there is an issue with this thing outputting audio, then I'll come on back. Otherwise, I'm going to leave it here. And like I always say, guys, peace, love, music, and the vintage audio that brings it to your ears. Till next time, y'all take care.
This is a poor man's shoe production.